Bloodseeker is definitely a way to get to that late stage. Tiny, kind of similar to the Rubik, is good at being
10
able to
seconds
reposition
remaining.
heroes. You just got to be a lot more, of course, on point with your positioning to do it.
5 seconds
So,
remaining.
yeah, not going to see anything too out of the ordinary from the Tiny. Just going to get a boots of speed to start off, so that he is able to get those tosses off, guarantee the damage coming through from the Blood Right, and I think we'll probably be seeing the Sven and Omni look to get pretty damn aggressive, even against a Slaughter, honestly,
TNC
to try and
Predators turn
enable
to
the
ban.
thirst as much as possible for the Bloodseeker.
And what are TNC looking here for their mid lane? Do they want to go... Is there an opportunity for them to go something like a TA? It would be very greedy with the Medusa as well, but it could be, you utilize that Venge. It's another
10
ranged agi
seconds
carry, the Slaughter
remaining.
minus armor. Or do they want someone to make space? Like,
5
the
seconds
Conquer would have been
remaining.
great, like a playmaking hero just to allow the Medusa to find the farm.
I think TA is being too greedy,
bad.
like you're saying. I think, honestly, they've removed it from the pool because of how good Bob is on the hero, but Puck would have been great, just to be able to, get the snap on the coil with the Vengeful Spirit swap. So it's going to be quite nice, but space creating heroes, what's really left here?
10
And more
seconds
importantly,
remaining.
Armel heroes, what's really left in the pool? Lena's
5
been
seconds
banned, Puck's been
remaining.
banned, Bat's gone, Void's gone. Is it a Storm game? Not really.
Is that too slow? I feel like
Yeah.
you could just get snowballed. Like if you have like something like an Ember, I know Void's banned out, but Ember and Void at least can, I feel like don't need as much as what a Storm does and can kind of get punished pretty heavily. The nice thing is that TNC have this ultra last pick. So you're going to get a favorable matchup for the mid lane.
TNC Predators
Who's still banned
turn
here?
to ban.
They're worried about it. DP, it's a little slow, but
Dire team pick.
it's one of those few things that's
TNC
generally
Predators
okay
turn.
about
Windranger at your
Windranger,
service.
huh? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like, well, Windranger's an Armel hero, but you really don't want that against a Bloodseeker. Mobility is a huge part of your kit, whereas DP, you're kind of just standing in place, you're letting them have to come to you. You can have a Deucer just standing behind you on the
10
back lines. If
seconds
you get
remaining.
tossed in super far, Venge can just swap you back out. Worst case, you
5
can just get
seconds
Shadow Demon
remaining.
disrupted and, your exorcism's still going, which is always nice, especially if you can get a Spirit Siphon off. So, against a Windranger, how is it? It's alright. I mean, picking a Windranger into a Shadow Demon? That is some weird champ right there, actually. Just seeing it. It is like the counter to the Windranger, essentially. And you've had the entire draft to look at this. So I don't know how I feel about this one at all.
I mean, if this is a game where Shadow Demon gets an Ags, like, if it gets to that stage anyway, I think they're in a bit of a tricky spot. One thing at least about the Windranger is that it's a lot of physical damage from TNC. Yes, you've got the Shadow Demon to deal with the win run. So he's going to have to decide if you get rid of his Ven in the fight or the Windranger. So I think this last pick from TNC needs to be magic. I can't see a lot of options though. Like I really can't. I don't know what is available left here for TNC.
I'm just going to stick with my Death Prophet. It's cooldown reliant, somewhat. It's not like you need Stone Gaze to push with the Deucer. It's just kind of nice to have, at least until the super late game. But yeah, I think it's generally okay. Also, the silences are going to be really nice to have against something like that Windranger, of course.
I am quite confused, honestly, on if there's anything else. Yeah, it just sounds like that's one of the better options. Like, there's not much left available. A lot's banned out at the moment. Well, so unless we see like a cheeky little pocket pick or something like that.
Why did they? Are they as confused as I am
Yeah,
about
I'm
what
like...
this Windranger is all about?
Choose your hero.
Doom's alright. Is this going to be the mid Doom that you've been looking for?
It might be. Ooh, yep.
Yeah,
looks like it
seems
is.
like it.
5 Doom, Venge mid.
Pog.
Windranger's a support
mid as well.
Okay.
Tiny mid.
What?
All right. Mid Deucer.
Huh.
Mid Deucer. Get it? Yeah.
I am personally a bigger fan of Medusa mid than in the safe lane. I like the fact that you get solo experience where you're able to get your split shot maxed out faster in your snake, because that does give you a lot of potential to be able to clear the waves faster. And you're right next to the small camp as well, where you shove the wave out, go back, clear the camp, and then continue farming. In that safe lane, at least you're a little bit behind in experience, and you're not the greatest laning hero regardless as well, so you can kind of get pressured a bit too much.
And then on top of that, we've also seen how effective the Shadow Demon and the Venge have been at being able to just stack things up. So as the mid, you're obviously able to rotate through to the tri-camp a whole lot quicker, and just clear it out. All you need is a little bit of minus armor, and that's just an easy extra 1k gold right there. And that's all you really need to start taking these objectives. I'm a little worried about Bob as well. You've got this tiny 0 armor against the Deucer that's constantly going to be harassing you. Sure, from the super early game, it's not going to be all that strong, but it's still a little bit to worry about. So yeah, I'm going with TNC.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of TNC's draft in this game as well. I mean, it feels like it's going to be a little bit slower with the Medusa, but even then, like, this could be a game where if they do play it incredibly well, like, they could just end this at a super early time, and we have seen Medusas be able to do that.
Look out for surrender. We shall see.
It's always an exciting factor when we're heading to this. If Vice are able to kind of hit back after that game one, maybe looking to try and prove themselves here, especially against a team like TNC. If they can take a map where they have been playing pretty well, honestly. They're down at the bottom, but they are, I guess, tied up with 2 other teams, Neon and Motivate. Or after that loss, in particular. But so they are. What have they done? They tied against Execration. They tied against Neon as well, and then lost first Dog 2-0. So they've taken some maps off some teams. We'll see if they're going to be able to take another map off a higher team in TNC.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on seeing some clinks within the Southeast Asian region to try and deal with this Sven. You're able to quickly burst him down, roam around. You get your gold from kills, and who better to get that from than the Sven, who doesn't really have too much of an escape mechanism. Especially if you get that Orchid super early on, it just means that it's not like he can just turn around, put his stun onto you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I guess if we're going to see it, it's going to be throughout the group stages, because we're anticipating the patch to come pretty shortly. Who knows? Honestly, it might not come by that time in the playoffs as well. So, if we're probably going to see it, the patch is going to dump to the Sven. So, if it's going to come, I'm excited for it to at least be throughout the group stages. So, we've got to keep an eye on that one. As teams are still trying to get creative on what they can play to deal with the Sven at the moment. But how do Vice Esports take this game? Is it that they need to kind of have an advantage and before the Medusa really feels super strong, or is it, do you think they can still go late game?
I think they just need to be. I don't see a way that they're going to come out of this mid lane with a win. I think they just need to put everything in onto their side lanes, and that sucks considering the Deuce kind of is the win condition this time around. Very few teams do that. The mid lane being the game ender for your team, but I think it's just going to be creating enough tempo from that pressure from the side lanes, just getting hyper aggressive, getting these thirst stacks up, and trying to take out Gabby so that he's not able to be this presence when it does transition into the mid game.
Yeah, they've also got Gabby solo at the moment. They were trying to set up with Tim's banishment, crush into Febby's follow-up, which would have been a lot of kill threat opportunity, but now they're going to send in bot, so this will be the safe lane doom for Gabby. Let's see how this one's going to end up faring for him. They do at least have some way to keep him in the blood right with the shackles, depending on how well they're able to play with these 2 heroes, if it's kind of near the trees.
Oh, toss back here onto Armel, onto the tower. Bob's doing this really well in the lane.
Has to pick up a point in the mana shield there as well, unfortunately. So sometimes we don't see too early levels in it, but nice to favor from Bob with the early attention, and
he even plants his own tree just so that he doesn't have to walk back and grab one.
Just dominance right there. Just saying, I don't give a damn about my Iron Branch. I don't want to eat it. I'm just use the tree and try and keep right-clicking you down. But you know, it's a good start for him at the moment. Medusa CSing under the tower. You know, could be a little bit awkward considering the pressure that Bob can put out.
Yeah, as well with Bob previously, he prioritized everything onto getting denies through as opposed to the last hits to make sure that the wave push underneath his tower, he gets that 3 extra armor from the tier 1, and even though Armel was trying to harass him a little bit, he was still able to get a few of these crucial last hits. Even his positioning, he gets hit by the snake there, but previously in the lane when he had a full creep wave next to him, he made sure he was off to the side, none of the Mystic Snake jumps hitting onto him, so just, yeah, really nicely played all throughout.
How's this top side going? You know, the Tims and KP combo should be able to find a decent amount of pressure, especially if the Omni kind of gets pushed up a little bit too far. With you know, we saw last game that banishment setting up for the split earth from the Lesh. You know, it's going to be nice to be able to allow the Slardar to get on top of the bot lane. Gabby is going to take a little bit of damage here. We see the shackles and the blood right, but it is going to get to the stage where, you know, they might go a bit too far. Like if Gabby gets a couple of extra levels soon, like around level 5, if he puts, you know, 2 more points in the Scorch Earth, where he's just going to max out the Devour, you know, it's still going to be very difficult. They got to burst him, otherwise he's just going to have to sustain. And if they dive, I mean, that Scorch Earth is going to do a lot of damage.
They got a little lucky there, being able to pick up the Hellbear Smasher. Did he not turn it on? I guess he just doesn't want the ability for free. 15 attack speed, bro. Alright.
Just doesn't want it. Like, oh,
the regen's going to be helpful, just to allow Febby to focus a little bit more on getting some of these stacks up, getting these pulls through. Any stacks been obtained yet? I'm hearing an avalanche. I'm not tossing him down underneath the tower just yet.
Well, they're going on Febby though. He's in trouble. Blood right finds the connection. And Ryu with 2 points in the thirst should be able to chase down the eventual spirit here. So it's going to be our first blood. Vice will be the one to claim it. And Ryu has this urn just complete. Unfortunately, after the kill, but nonetheless, that's going to be a pretty quick timing for him. We're even got the rotations coming through from both the supports. Who's going to get the power in? Looks like Tim's will be able to. Bob's very weak at that mid side, so really wanted to get the follow-up. And they don't get a refill from Zenki either.
Dire's courier has been killed.
To be a little bit careful, like we were saying before. He's standing underneath the tower, gives a couple of mangoes over to Bob actually, and the salve coming through to him. And what's he got now? Is this the bottle? No, just the boots of speed coming through for Bob.
See, they've already got a stack at the moment of the hard camp, and Shadow Demon utilizing that illusion rune. He's going to be able to hold that till the minute mark to find some extra. But man, Armel takes a lot of damage to that combo.
Obviously needing the tree grabs for the last hits, so not doing quite as much as you might like, but still, there's always that kill threat now. It's something that you need to be prioritizing on the rest of TNC's heroes. 5-minute mark coming up. Bob's been able to push the wave out a little bit, so he'll be uncontested as he grabs this bounty rune. Might even look for the rotation of the boss. No, the wave's pushed underneath the tower, so nicely done by Armel.
See, the Tim's utilizing that illusion as well. We got a stack on the Ancient, so there's 2 up there at the moment. Still yet to see a kill for TNC, but they're hunting Palace up top, who have mana if he wants to pop the one to give him some space, but he's just going to be able to run himself away. So it's been a pretty passive laning stage, although Gabby might be in trouble. That Blood Right power shot not doing enough there, only level 1. With a Selv and 2 points in the Devour, he's got a decent amount of sustain though to keep him afloat.
He's got the Cloak Aura as well now on the Doom, so he's going to enjoy being able to withstand a little bit more of the harass that's coming out from the Wind Ranger, which is always nice. Changes it up for the Shockwave, yeah, nice.
I guess, yeah, the not really doing much because the pure damage from Enryu, and Sumail's only got 1 point in the power shot, but Gabby? You see the constant harassment, but being able to get that kill at the moment, they just need an extra +1.
Yeah, the stacks are starting. Febby has 1, I believe, in the Radiant Jungle, and then, yeah, this tri-camp, it's just all Tims. Oh, okay, they managed to get the kill in onto Gabby, even through that level 3 Devour, as well as the Unholy Aura, so Ton of regen, not worth anything if you're able to pump out the damage.
It's a nice little kill to find as well if they can, you know, delay. If you have a really good early game on the Doom, you can just completely take over with the, you know, pretty much free Radiance, what, like 7 minutes in, depending on how you skill build, and it can be almost, you know, too much for the enemy team to deal with. And, you know, we can see Gabby as well just be kind of the playmaker that I thought we might see them pick up for mid. You know, of course, they put the Medusa there, but, you know, Gabby's still going to be able to fulfill a similar role. And I do like what Bob's doing, though. At least trying to hunt down the stacks. I believe Tim's actually took the hard stack at the moment here, so...
Oh, yeah. He took that quad stack for himself.
What do you get? Level 4 now from him, so... It was, I think it was only level 2 before he was able to take it. Or maybe 3, because you probably need the extra Shadow Poison.
Yeah. But yeah, blocked up the stack as well, Bob, by moving through that ancient camp, so... Yeah, he knew a little bit on Tim's that he had to be playing somewhat more carefully.
What about Dire? They're a team that wants some stacks as well. There's none by the triangle for the Sven. You know, they've been playing the Wind Ranger with Enryu in this bottom lane, but they got the level 6 on Doom now, so they might try and utilize it here. As you know, Enryu, he's in trouble. I mean, I was going to try and come over. They might need some extra help with the TP rotation. Let's see if it's going to be enough with the Omni Knight, however. Shackle's going to hold the back. Actually finds both of them. So actually the Bloodseeker moves forward.
Gotta get closer.
Oh my
Run
God,
back to him.
to your Omni. Oh, okay. Thank the Lord. I was going to say that could be a little bit awkward there as Bob. No, he's got the phase and the wind lace, so he's going to be able to close the distance on Febby. So they're actually going to punish that as Doom's ultimate is committed. You keep in mind though, it does free up top, so KP, not that the Slardar is able to really do too much to the tower, but a little bit of harassment, and it is also freeing up Armel as well, but the big thing is they waste the Doom there.
And Tim's is just back to farming, you know, doing pos 4 things. You know, I'm a core, even though I don't look like it.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The thing that I'm not quite as big a fan of on Vice's side this time, other than the draft, which I mentioned before, but the wards that they've got up, it's not exactly a lineup that heavily specializes in ganking
Dire's
potential,
top tower
right? Like
is
the
under
Dusa,
attack.
no high kill potential super early on. Shadow Demon and Venge, you know that they're going to be going for these stacks, which, you know, have continued to happen throughout the Tri-Camp area.
Dire's top tower
So
is under
I don't know
attack.
if you need these 2 defensive wards happening around above your tier 1 tower. If anything, I would have tried to, you know, maybe get a smoke up, place them a little bit deeper. Febby thinks that it was warded up, but
Radiant
it was
are
just a
scanning.
mispull coming through there from Tim. So wasting a sentry ward there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
At least being a team guy and making sure they can find some stacks. But Armel mid might be in trouble. Bob's already used the combo. Pella's going to try and get in range. They're going to be careful how further they want to make this attempt. This Tim's has got the survivability. That is a lot of movements forced to the mid lane, as that T1 tower top's just going to get claimed. And, you know, Dire still haven't been able to trade the tower down bot at the moment. Gabby just being kind of this defensive factor of the Doom, always shoving out the lane. So we might see Vice try and opt to take the bottom tower here pretty soon.
You see that that Armel laughing
Gabby.
voice line in the chat?
I see Gabby dying at the moment though. Ruptured up, sets up for the Blood Ride and the Shackles, so there is no help coming out.
Radiant's
Where's the
bottom
laugh?
tower is
Yeah, I see the
under
laugh.
attack.
What's he laughing at?
I'm assuming maybe KP taking the royal jelly for himself instead of giving it over to his Dusa.
Classic KP. Usually the sacrificial one, but
Radiant's
not this time. He's
structures
like,
are
no,
fortified.
I think I need the jelly.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I
under
think I'd like
attack.
to have a good time this game.
Every coin helps.
The Armel at the moment. I mean, he's already got the Yasha, double Wraithband treads. Being able to start farming up the stacks here at the moment. And we're seeing Bob make the rotations. He hasn't got the blink just yet. Of course, a bit too early on for that. But with the Arcane Rune, it's going to allow the combination to be back up. So with the Avalanche, we'll be able to secure the kill on Tim's. Meanwhile, they do find the kill on Palos down bot, who was trying to take the T1 tower. Armel with the rest of TNC coming down to pressure that one out. So that's going to be the first kill actually here for TNC, 11 minutes in.
Cost them the Doom as well. So, you know, things going a little better for Vice than I was originally thinking. Here we go. Even just trying to put a lot of the harass onto the mid lane. You had KP committing along with Armel previously. All it needs is Enryu just to drop down that blood right, and you're not really caring about any sort of push. It's such a non-committal, high damage spell.
Oh, finds KP, still just utilizing that arcane. Really trying to be a bit of a nuisance at the moment. You know, we can see this hero ramp up with a lot of kill threat, especially the supports from TNC always have to be careful. He's still got the combo back up. KP with 3 points up in the sprint though, and now has Bob committed a little bit too far. Baby's gonna be careful. He's got the missile back up, but they haven't been able to get in range to utilize that missile stun. But Gabby's gonna show up as well. Ruptures slightly controlling him. So he does have a lot of regen. He wants to continue chasing, but it looks like the rupture from Enryu is going to at least disrupt them from TNC.
They're just a little slow right now. Febby might be in danger somewhat. He's been able to kite it out nicely though.
Armel as well in the river, gets a swap away, keeps Bob alive, but now it looks like Enryu is the first movement speed on enough. KP just in range for the crush. They got the swap away. Febby just hit the 6-2. So second kill here for TNC, and you see the aim of the game for them is to keep this tier 1 tower mid alive for as long as possible. It's such an important tower for the Medusa just to enable you to freely farm that jungle. And top. In
As
range
soon as they can, they try and farm the mid lane as much as they can, but Samael is just trying to push this wave out as much as possible. It'll cost him his life, but he gets the wave.
You brought up you're picking the Wind Ranger into the Shadow Demon. Never feels too nice. That Demonic Purge is going to completely take away the effect of your Wind Run usage and costing him. He's trying to do whatever he can to shove it out, but going to be a kill nonetheless for TNC.
So what's Gabby going here? Any different of a build for the Doom? Okay, gone into a Blade Mail ahead of something like a BKB or a Blink Dagger or an Axe. Not something that you always see. Maybe just trying to build up his armor, pop the Blade Mail, and run away from the Bloodseeker, assuming that he's going to try popping it onto him.
Bio? Thinking about coming over. Palace looks like he wants to try and get involved with the God Strength and maybe take away a little bit of farm as well. It's getting to the stage where Palace could start to be a little bit tricky for them to deal with, but it looks like actually Enryu up top. Oh, he's next to the tier 2 tower. Are there any rotations just yet? It looks like there's not going to be, so Enryu will end up falling here. Meanwhile, what's going on mid? Radiant, they need to try and defend the tower instantly. Armel face checking. They're going to toss him away, but Medusa with the Sanj and Yasha right now is actually pretty hard to bring down, especially with the Omni Knight who doesn't provide them too much damage. So Bob getting chased down. Crush going to prevent the disengage. Zenki unable to get in range to get anything off. It's going to be a nice kill for them.
He's run into Samael.
He's in trouble here. Let's see if he can get in range. KP swap on the high ground. No, just there. The cast range is so low early on. Oh, he's actually going to go run back up here. Just a power shot. Now he needs to go back in. He's got another magic missile. Febby playing with fire. The instant tip from Palos. And now, meanwhile, they also get that tier 1 mid. So yeah, now this does open up Roche, considering you've got a lot of minus armor from TNC.
Armel just continuing to put his foot down. You know, 3-0-0, level 14. He's taken out the jungle camps as well. They're even stacking the Dire jungle. Is there no camps these guys can't stack?
Just the efficiency. Tim's wants it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do so. Let me utilize you a little bit. Try and get my own farm. Up the lane. That's gonna be so nice.
Pushing mid with the Deucer illusion.
Alright, here we go. This is a pretty decent timing here from Vice. They pick up the blink on the Tiny. It's kind of about it. I mean, they do have the Atos as well on the Bloodseeker, but
that's so late, honestly, on the Tiny timing. You did a fantastic job in the super early game, but you can just see the differential now. 4,000 net worth separating the Tiny and the Deucer, just because of the great team play that's been coming out from TNC.
Medusa's got 183 last hits compared to the 81. Tiny's the lowest out of all the cores, so they're really struggling. This is a hero that can thrive off getting pickoffs and finding kills to transition your net worth, not really getting too much gold. But again, name of the game, TNC, you have to protect this tower. Gabby gonna TP him without the help of the rest of the team, and man, he might just get shredded here, but KP with the counter up until he's gonna be able to keep Doom alive. Enryu's hunting on the backline, but Tim's gets the protection now with the purge. KP's still gotta be careful here because he's ruptured up, but Vice, they don't feel comfortable with diving under the tower. KP, no, nice banishment. Bob's gonna get swapped back in. Shackles controls Febby. Palos gonna try and do what he can with the cleave here. Helping up with the purification as well, but the diving pretty
they
far.
got greedy.
KP's going to fall up once again. Now Armel, they're going to force the turret here with the Stone Gaze. They at least get the protection thanks to Zenki's ultimate. Once all Bob, there we go, top of the backline. He actually finds a double kill with the Avatos combo, but Tim's just gets in range for the banishment. He's got this 8th lens, so you know the price to pay here for the Tiny is his life. They're still coming over. Looks like they want to force this. They catch out the Medusa. He's still got a lot of health to utilize, but only a little bit of mana though. But where's the extra help coming through from Vice? It looks like it's not there. Palace is actually back farming the triangle, and even Gabby as well. If he wants to hunt down Zenki, he's got the Infernal Blade to cancel the TP. Looks like Tim's will do it nonetheless. So yes, Vice get a couple of kills, but the punishment is going to be their own lives here, as they have not done a good job at taking this tier 1 tower mid. Just TNC put their bodies on the line, and that's a double for Armel.
Might be a Roche as well. KP TP straight towards the mid lane. Hero's starting to move. Maybe getting the split shot going on here. They know there's no God Strength to be able to contest it. No Guardian Angel. Prime time.
This is starting to get pretty scary considering how farm the Medusa is at the moment. Actually ahead of the Sven. And he's going for a BKB as next item, but if they already have the Aegis by then, this could start to get pretty difficult here.
They were tossing up the possibility, but I think just looking for one more pickoff before they're going to try and make that kind of play. They know that they're in an advantageous position already. Maybe it's just the butterfly is the thing that they're mostly concerned about. Windranger, it's a position 4. You revealed the Meteor Hammer in that previous engagement, so either he's not building it at all, or it's going to be a long time until that Monkey King bar is going to become a factor.
Looks like he's got a Blink, Lotus, and Diffusal Blade queued up, so yeah, might be a bit of time until we do see that MKB eventually. But you see they're posturing around the Roche Pit. Bob's going to get revealed here. Needs to get the Blink off after the Purge, but they've got the ward on top of the backline if they want to continue hunting.
Carlos is doing a good job, though. He's ratting this tier 2 tower down bot.
Yeah, it's a big tower for them to claim because it's going to be before the 20-minute mark. But Gabby, he's going in, drops the Doom. There's no more follow-up, although Febby nicely done, gets the swap, but oh, there's no extra. Now they're going to be careful how deep they want to go. Palace got a decent amount of time left with the God Strength. Going to try and turn with the BKB pop. Armor completely out of mana, but now with the Stone Gaze, it forces Palos to disengage here. Do they want to still stick around on TNC? Because Armor hasn't got any mana, and they are incredibly deep with Bob with the counter up. Finds a Shadow Demon. They got very good vision in the area, so it sees whenever Vice push up forward, finally will get taken care of. So meanwhile, they got that tier 2. Someone's need to go bot and get the outpost, though, because they didn't claim it before they TP'd back.
Looks like the general area where they're trying to fight. Mid tower also still yet to be taken, so I'm not going to be pretty happy about that. Bob going for any sort of pick off on the backline, so they even pop the glyph just to make sure that the creep wave does survive for that couple of seconds longer.
Now, Medusa didn't get mana back after this, but man, look at them go to work. Armel with this butterfly completed. Bob's falling low. Febby's got the swap. And he's in ultra trouble mode here. I mean, they get the Guardian Angel out, but it's not going to matter. Tim's comes through with the Purge, and they're hunting for more. Tamel gets a little bit of protection with the 2-man shackles, but Gabby on top of the side is going to find another support here as he's chasing down Zenki. KP out of range with the Crush. Vice, they are getting pushed underneath their own tier 2 tower. It's another beautiful shackles as well, but man, look at TNC just running a rampant right now. Gabby once again moving forward here.
They end up taking the outpost, so nice little experience bonus coming through for Vice. Ranger picking up the tome as well, so that's her level 11. Might start to get the focus fire finally. Oh, extra point in the win run. Not worried about doing any right click damage, it's all abilities right now.
If they go in. Yeah, they will. Alright, KP has got the level 12. Doom's even got a medallion coming out as well, so it's going to be an immense amount of minus. I mean, this Solar Crest would be great as the game goes on to buff up Armel. Guy, they need to do something. But it looks like Roche is falling a bit too fast at the moment. They're coming over. Hellas has got the BKB, he's got the God Strength as well. A fight could break out. You see Radiant, they're going to smoke up KP. Can he counter up forward? Bob's going to try to get inside, but now with the Stone Gate, it's going to make it very difficult. It's going to kite them away with a Blood Right too, but beautifully done from KP. Disrupts the fall. Now Palace is purged up as well. Doesn't want to pop the BKB just yet. Medusa's used a lot of her mana, so he's got to be careful. Now with Doom, it's a little bit too late. BKB pop swap keeps Gabby alive. They're still moving forward now with the Rupture as well, but the bash comes through from KP, disrupting the Sven. They just need to disengage, but the Doom and the last right click from Armel's got to be enough. They'll end up losing their core. What more can they get though from TNC? Bob's on the high ground. Still the bounty. He's going to have to blink up pretty soon as well, but a TP from KP is going to try and cut him off. Oh, nice use of the tree. There's still no TP available though from the Tiny. KP is going to blink up pretty soon. Bob's just waiting until he follows up. Still gets the crush though, and Bob playing around with fire. Meanwhile, mid though, Armel is falling incredibly low, but look at the turn, man. The split shot just shreds them down, and Ryu will pay the price, and this might be just a full man wipe as KP is still hunting Bob. Bash, crush, might even follow up. He's going to be careful about the Avatos combination. Goes back in afterwards when he's got the blink available. There's the banishment just in the nick of time. Is going to keep KP alive, and finally Bob, when he wasted a lot, but doesn't really work out much in their favor considering they still ended up all dying.
I mean, if anything, I'd say that's KP wasting his time, because when the Sven's dead, no one else is capable of frontlining right now. The Bloodseeker is all based around these single target pickoffs, not full 5-man team wipes and 5-man engagements. That is entirely on the shoulders of Bob.
Green Ranger coming over, doesn't find the shackles. Now Feb is going to swap. They got the ward on the high ground, and Zenki just won't be able to get in range. This is a godlike Medusa 22 minutes into the game. Oof.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep.
I don't know about this one. This is looking pretty goddamn grim. 9,000 net worth lead. They're just dragging all the waves. Armel's just continuing to get fat.
Dire's top tower
And if they haven't been able to deal with the Medusa right now, imagine later on with the buff from the Venge, the Slaughter, even if they go some utility items as well, like the Solar Crest that Doom is working into.
Dire's top tower
Nearly has his Skadi as well. Level 20 approaching soon.
Dire are scanning.
And how do they still fight? Because you have the Aegis on Medusa for another 2 minutes 40. So, I mean, they're going to try and smoke and wrap all the way around. They might actually get KP, but never mind. He's just so fast through the river. And now they got the higher ground, so let's see if they're aware of this. Yeah, beautiful position for KP. Bob is going to blink up instantly. Smoke's going to pop. KP disengage, but now Armel's on the front line. You got to be careful here, because going on the Medusa with the extra life's not going to work in your favor. Gabby instantly going to try and find the backline here, and Ryu gets the ultimate off, but the instant purge going to be able to get rid of the Guardian Angel. Palace going to try and turn, but it doesn't matter. Armel's already done way too much damage. Now they even find Zenki. 2 down, make it 3. TNC have such an awareness of exactly where Vice are playing at every stage of this game. The turn from KP, posturing on the high ground, and they are just styling on them.
It must be a nice game to play for Tim's. Like, Shadow Demon is so good against this lineup. All you need to do is use the Soul Catcher onto the Sven, force out the earlier than ideal Guardian Angel, use the Demonic Purge, and you've won the team fight. Straight up. There was nothing that they could do. They even popped the God Strength. They popped the fourth use of the BKB on that one there.
Oh god, it's down to 7 seconds. They haven't done anything with it. Oh, it's really rough right now. I mean, it's felt like they've gotten so much out of this Aegis. It's still a minute 20 left. And look at them just siege. I mean, Skadi picked up. They've got the Solar Crest. There's not much they can do right now, honestly. I mean, look how defensive they're playing. Febi's also got that level 12 as well, and the Vlad, so they're going to try and toss him. Doesn't go too far away, however. It's just sticking his ground.
Still has Aegis.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
It's just a full set. I mean, they'll chuck out the Rupture, maybe get the toss away. That's what they're looking for. See how much damage is going to be, but Armor, he just gets tickled now. They'll get the Storm Ember. It's nice 2-man shackles for the banishment once again for the protection, and Vice just can't heavily commit. Zenki swap back. Bob's getting chased down. Blinks up in a couple seconds. Scorcher, it's going to pop that one, but it doesn't matter. Armel, beyond godlike. He's still got the Aegis to be able to utilize another 35 seconds, and oh, there we go. Bob's going to toss back KP. It's going to be pretty difficult here. Can they get in range to help him out? Looks like he's falling low. Shackles, nicely played from Samael. At least be able to secure that one. Palace is in as well. Purge controlling up Palace. Radiant, do they want to stick around? They can double back. There's still a tier 2 mid that they're playing so aggressively in front of here, but they need to try and turn and stand with the Medusa as Gabby with the blink forward. They've got the Stone Gate, so the retreat's going to make it very difficult. Bob on the high gun is going to try and turn. Almost gets stunned up here. Now, meanwhile as well, Ryu chasing down Febi, so they get an extra kill. Bob's still hunting too.
10 seconds on this Aegis. They could potentially go one more time, but oddly enough, fighting all the time into that Aegis, and then finally when it's about to go away, they're like, you know what, let's just go back to farming.
26 minutes in, a 16,000 net worth lead. They already get a full set of racks when there's still a tier 2 and tier 1 down, but they are looking incredibly strong right now, and in the driver's seat they are for TNC. And well, this ward as well, just completely scouting them out. Palos and Zenki underneath. They're going to see Wind Ranger, literally everyone. So probably anticipating potentially smoke to come out soon.
Just the value of vision. I love it.
How close is Tim's to Ags? Oh god, he's got it. It's such a good Ags game.
It's such a good Shadow Demon game. It is in general. He's got the cast range. He's got the Aether Lens. The only thing he could possibly ask for beyond this is a keen optic.
Here we go.
Get the telescope.
Smoke on smoke. It's going to end up popping. Dire. They got a nice ward on the high ground, but look at Armel's positioning right now. Rupture toss away, but the Doom instantly on top of the Tiny, and Armel does not give a shit. He's just going to turn around and shred him through. They pop the ultimate from the Omni Knight, but the damage, it just isn't there. Look at the control on this Ven. The Aghanim's just doing so much work. Palace with the BKB does absolutely nothing, man. TNC, the draft looks beautiful. Like the Shadow Demon in this game, you know, we saw earlier on the answer with the Omni Knight and the Sven was that Mag combined up, you know, with another core. Sorry, the Mag and the what was it? The Timber? What was the answer now? Now I'm forgetting. It's been a long night.
For what situation?
When the Sven and Omni got picked up, but it was a Timber and something,
Timber.
right? Yeah. And now it's just a different one. You know, you see the answer from TNC. They go the Shadow Demon, and I mean, already had such a good last game, and it just literally deals with both the heroes. And I don't know, it's just you let
Timber
that
Mag Juggernaut was the counter there. Just the aggressive timings, the winning lane. The thing for me is with this Wind Ranger, like you had it for last bit, you know, and you've given it to your position 4. This isn't a win condition for you. It feels like what would feel nice kind of thing, you know?
I mean, they don't even care how far he gets tossed in. He's got 2,800 HP, almost 2,000 mana as well. Like, they're attempting whatever they can do to bring him down. And oh, it's just so difficult. No, they're going to try once again. Bob tosses KP in. Armel just instantly turning. Bob's going to get melted through. Gabby with the blink on top of the backline as well. Finds Zenki. 2 down from Vice. They don't have buyback, and I mean, props for them for at least staying around for this long, but this game feels well and truly over, and TNC are just looking to try and close up this series now.
Surely they go for throne after this. You don't need to back up and go for tier 1, 2, and eventually 3. They're just going to push the advantage. And
I mean, very impressed with TNC so far throughout the series. KP, damn, that is a bit of a BM TP to say the least from someone as passive as KP is, but Vice, it's, well, Tiny's gonna give up in 10 seconds. Let's see if they can mount some form of a defense, but I mean, that's Lotus Orb picked up on Gabby. Armel's got a Satanic, so you haven't been able to go through him already, and now he's even got a Satanic to be able to play around with. It really feels like, I mean, you got to kill Venge and Shadow Demon, that's it. But the beautiful positioning from the supports and also from Medusa, just sitting so far on the front line. Oh, they're going to try and attempt this, but I don't think they're going to be able to as he popped the Stone Gaze. Now this Venge just turned to stone, instantly melted. Omni's going to join them in the grave as well, and yeah, finally they'll call it quits as TNC, they'll 2-0 the open qualifier team.
And put themselves pretty comfortably towards the top of the table. I believe that makes them, what are they now, 6-2?
Yep.
Which is number 1, I believe. The only one that can overtake them is coming up in our next series, which is T1 against Team Dog. So yeah, it's looking pretty spicy, and you have to say that TNC are still the number 1 team. And this is with Febby, who, you know, he's been spamming a lot of position 5 in his pubs lately. He's been obviously the coach of TNC for quite a while, and he's played with a fair few of these players for a long time, but you know, not necessarily in this role within a competitive environment. So you know, I've been pretty impressed with him playing on ping, working well together with the team. The draft has been on point, and he's been the one leading all of that. So yeah, he's doing everything that he can to become a full-fledged member of the roster.
Yeah, well, he's, you know, proving himself right now, and exactly like you said, even playing on ping and even KP as well. But just let's see how many stacks they made. All right, so there was 9 on Venge, 7 on Tim's, so another stupid amount from a lot of the supports here. And like I was kind of saying towards the really later stage of that game, I'm just impressed so far with today teams, how they've been able to let the Sven and Omni through and identify a way to deal with it. You know, we saw the earlier Timber performance, and then also now, you know, so the Timber and the Mag, and now we also see the Venge, the Shadow Demon with the opener. It was just such a good game last from Tim's, and now this game as well. It just looked even better of a game to pick up the Shadow Demon. And, you know, this is what happens when you kind of start to get later in patches. You know, teams will find some new heroes maybe that can come through, some extra counters, and they're like, all right, you know, we'll let it through. We've got a plan, and even if you pick it up, you know, we recognize a way to deal with it. So it was just kind of honestly, to be expected coming to the series. Yes, if Ice have looked relatively decent in their other games, but they've been versing some of the lesser teams to be expected to place higher on the group. So, you know, going against TNC, who are now currently in first place, and you know, it's just kind of showing the masterclass that TNC have. But I'm excited for our next series. We've got a hype one. We've got T1 taking on Dog. You know, currently T1 in second position. Team Dog are in fourth position as well. So this is going to be an incredibly hype match for that. So we'll take a bit of a break here until that one's right around the corner. But guys, I'll tell you what, the last night of the games, the last series of the night, you do not want to miss it. Team Dog up against T1 after the break.